Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We are getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Woo-wee. Fantastic Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. On the first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, and on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So make sure to put in the ticker symbol. Make sure to put in the asset name and the asset type. Is it stock? Is it crypto? Or whatever. So we can keep the live streaming. If you're new to the live stream, awesome. Welcome. And if you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back on here. And obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is education purposes only. But hopefully we have a little bit of fun along the way, whether that is making fun of me or not. So with that, just want to say good morning. Looks like StreamYard has made some changes over here. Let's see. Yep. They've really enlarged these comments. So I don't know if I like it yet. But it looks like they just made that change from yesterday to today. Red. Yep. Good morning. Ready to cook. Yep. Rafa. DIH. I'm not sure what that means. Happy Friday, my brother. Yep. Welcome back. Earn. Good morning. Let's go. Let's do it. So looking at this chart, this is the Bitcoin daily chart. And we've been talking about it. We've been covering it every single day, all the similarities. We originally laid out a yellow and a blue path, and now it's starting to work out like the blue path, right? So the quick recap of it is, let me get this. There we go. The quick recap is price is dropping, getting oversold, created that wick. That whole entire time we were talking about expect bounces along the way. This is where it comes in. Bitcoin losing support part 2, right? This was Bitcoin losing support part 1. This is Bitcoin losing support part 2, right? So that's why we're recovering it, or covering it again. It was getting oversold. We were talking about expect bounces in a bear market, expect a relief rally in the bear market. We saw bullish divergence. We called out bullish divergence. And then price came back up, hit the exact same 2 market sniper targets, retracement targets that we saw get hit in March and April of 2022. The exact same 2. Then we were talking about it was starting to break down. It got rejected there. And then we had the sell signal. The sell signal. Now, I turned off the buy and sell labels. I kept the reversal labels on this chart, but otherwise it gets kind of messy. But we know if the first candle is red, it's a sell signal, right? And the first green candle is a buy signal. Oh, alert. So had the sell signal. We called it out. It closed below the trending dots, and it closed below the upward sloping trend line. Mighty Kurt, good morning. Lucky Look 7159. Hello. CVX stock on. Okay, thanks for putting in the details, Denny. I appreciate that. We'll circle back. Sell signal kind of went sideways, started to break down, and at $81,000, we talked about and posted it on X. We said from 81,000 to 66,000, we could see a fast move downward. Opposite of a short squeeze, a long squeeze. And in hindsight, that happened. Price was getting oversold, and not even a week later, all the long liquidations down to $66,000 were liquidated, right? It was getting oversold. Wick at the bottom, reversal candle printed at the bottom. We were talking about expect bounces, expect a relief rally along the way, expect shorts, short position profit taking. Whew, That's a mouthful. Short position, profit taking was happening. And then, of course, here comes the deja vu. It was big move down, oversold, wick. Big move down, oversold, wick. Bullish divergence called out again. Came back up, price hit the exact same two market sniper targets. So one pump, two pump, one pump, two pump. And now here we are, just had another sell signal, fresh sell signal. If we see a candle close below the upward sloping trend line and below the trailing dots, that's going to be a higher probability that we're going to see price come back down here, retest the low wick at 60,000-ish. The probabilities will continue to increase that we come back and retest the 200-week SMA, which has not been retested since October 2023. And that was our main thesis, right? Our main thesis was that when we posted the Bitcoin bear market roadmap, October 10th, that price would come back and retest the 200-week SMA. And we could be seeing that, this fractal is, we don't expect it to play out exactly, but this fractal was just taken from over here. And that would show that it's possible we see that target get hit early April. It's March 20th. So I still don't expect it to happen today or tomorrow. But it's possible we see it happen by, what is that, April, first week of April, and the first week of April or earlier. So we'll see. We'll see. The timing wise, we don't know exactly, but it's a bear market. We expect a bounce, and then the timing, the price action is going to play out, and the timing is going to tell us, in real time, when price is going to go back down to the lower levels, right? Within a 12-month bear market. So we are just over 5 months into a possible 12-month bear market. So we'll see how it plays out. We still have plenty of time. Plenty of time. So with that, let's keep rocking and rolling over here. London, UK, not so sexy news, aka Lawrence, aka new market sniper in the house. What's up? What's up? If we follow the blue line, is there a chance to bounce higher than the M? I don't know. I don't have the MEM. I don't have the EMA 34 on my chart. Again? What's R17? I don't know what R17 is. Jason, good morning. So we're gonna get into a lot more. We had mapped this out a long time ago. We mapped this triangle out way back in a month ago, right? So break out, come back in, break out, get rejected, close below the triangle, and the higher probabilities of it going lower. Break out, come back in, break out, get rejected, sell signal, and then we'll see how it plays out after that. Right now, it's eerily similar. Didn't take as long. And my thought is the reason why it didn't take as long is because the overall, the overall momentum on higher time frames has become more bearish. So the momentum is to the downside. And so since the momentum is more bearish on the higher time frames now than it was back over here, that's my reasoning of why this consolidation didn't last as long, right? So that's up for a debate. But that's what plus you could probably add on that the indices are rolling over as well too. NASDAQ, SP 500, the Magnificent Seven, all of that. So with that, it's the same chart, different look that we've had for over a month. Same chart, different look. We had the blue path, right? The blue path, which was this path. The resistance is where the market sniper 2 targets are. Got rejected at the resistance. And still waiting to see this trend line break, and close below the trailing dots. But there's already a sell signal. So we'll see. We'll see. Already closed below on the RSI upward sloping trend line, right? Let's get over. Oh, we'll cover the weekly chart, 2-week chart, 3-week chart, and monthly chart as well on Bitcoin. Hit the altcoin stocks and then the chart request. But first, we've never taken $1 of affiliate money. We've never promoted a token ever. We've never promoted or shilled a coin. We've never done anything like that. We only support our own stuff. Of course, we do support TradingView because we use them every day, but I've never taken $1 from affiliate money of TradingView. And so on and so on, right? We have our own charting system now, and that's a good segue, Jesse. That's a good bridge. You can find us over here at Market Sniper Pro or Jesse Olson, and go to the website. The website takes you over here. We have 70 plus hours of recorded coaching. We have indicators on TradingView, and we have indicators on our own charting system. We converted them all over from PineScript over to Python. I think it's going to be better long term, but we still use TradingView as a bridge. Dashboard, our charting system, and then, of course, we have our own online community as well. We still use Discord as a bridge, especially for our sniper screener alerts. We have sniper screener alerts, bullish setups, and then we just added bearish setups. So bullish and bearish setups. Of course, you still have to chart it. Of course, they're for educational purposes only. Of course, we only use paper trading accounts, right? Jesse was covered in 70, everything. Everything is covered 70 plus hours. I literally walked live coaching crew. I probably walked them through 100 hours plus off recording, talking to them about personal stuff. So, but I recorded 70 plus hours. I take you from point A to point Z. I literally hold your hand from step 1 of video 1 of just drawing trend lines. Step 2 or video 2, I take a deep dive on RSI and divergence on RSI. And even on RSI divergence, something that you cannot read in a book, something that I'm most proud of that I discovered, to my knowledge, that I discovered it, was divergence even has price targets built in. Cannot read that in the book. When I rolled that out in 2022, I discovered it before then. I discovered it probably 6 years ago. And quote unquote expert, I don't even see them on Twitter anymore, but they used to sell courses. They DM'd me one day and said, "No, you're doing this wrong." And I'm like, "Well, you can't read this in a book, so we'll see who's right." And then in hindsight, I was right, but based off of a chart. So anyways, it's all in there. I don't hold anything back. You can learn everything. And then we get into, stop losses, take profits, the actual strategy itself, psychology. When you've had 9 wins in a row, expect your next loss. I mean, we literally covered everything. So we did not pull any punches. I went all in on it. I put every ounce of energy into it, and that's why I had to stop, because I had to stop because it was too much energy and I was only charging the live coaching crew $199 per month. And I said, either I have to charge you guys $10,000 or I just make it free for you guys. And then I rolled out the recorded coaching, right? So I put every ounce of my energy into it for like 3 months. Whew, makes me tired just thinking about it. I went all out. I went all in on it. But we also have the screener. So I put on here RSI bearish divergence weekly chart. You can change it to daily. You can change it to monthly. We can always add more, but I don't think, I mean, you could probably do like the 4-hour chart, 1-hour chart. We could probably add all those. Just put that in the suggestion box. But for right now, the daily and the weekly was the most important to me. And of course, monthly for overall trend. So it pulls up weekly divergence on the weekly chart. This is the daily chart for Berkshire Hathaway. But if you go to the weekly chart, so if the filter pulls up RSI bearish divergence weekly, you probably want to make the chart weekly. And it's showing weekly divergence, most likely here, lower high, lower high. And then we just had a sell signal in the weekly chart for Berkshire Hathaway. And this is showing an auto gap down below. What are targets on RCL? I can eyeball test it for you, but maybe remind me on the portal too. And I could always chart it for you on the portal with all the details. Longtime market sniper in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So weekly bearish divergence on TRV, right? Bearish divergence on LPTH weekly chart. Had a reversal candle. It was overbought. Daily chart has a pending sell signal right now, right? Because the day hasn't closed yet. But LPTH, weekly bearish divergence, daily bearish divergence, reverse candles, overbought, lower high, lower high. There you go. There you go. So pending sell signal on the daily chart. So those are all examples. And of course, you could flip it to bullish or any. Oh, that's weekly. You could go daily. And then find different things, right? The consolidation, though, one more. Let's see, consolidation. If I change that, and then score, I like 25. But if you find a better setting, like I think the higher the number you go, the more it will. Its default is 60, but it narrows it down to 183 results just on the consolidation score that we have. And I think the higher the score, like if you do 100, it will lower the results even more. But just an example, consolidated and then broke out to the upside, right? Consolidated, and then looks like it's rolling over. So you may be able to find like a consolidation, whether it's consolidating at the bottom or consolidating at the top. And what that means to me is the next big move is going to happen, whether bullish or bearish. So you could always add like another bullish or bearish momentum filter on it. But I really like the consolidation score for the screener as well. And of course, we have the automatic screeners already dialed in on specific reasons why. And those are already live on the Discord and gives the details on it as well. So got gap auto detection on the gaps, right? So consolidating all that stuff. So just things to look at and help you get in front of the next one. So there we go. All right, let's get into the weekly chart. Enough about the screener. But we don't have any paid sponsors, affiliates, or I mean, I have affiliate links, but I've never taken $1 of exchange affiliate money or anything like that. So I think we've earned the right to talk about our own Market Sniper Pro. What else? What else? What else? Weekly chart. Come on, Jesse. Come on. So the weekly chart here. Let's go over to the weekly chart. So this is the bear market roadmap that I put out on October 10th. This red drawing represents the trajectory of the red trending dots that I kind of see it unfolding, right? So downtrend until proven otherwise. Big move down. Price was ahead of the actual 2022 fractal. Relief rally. 2022 blue fractal relief rally. Price was ahead of the next big drop down to $60,000. Relief rally, let the trending dots catch up. Relief rally, let the fractal catch up timing wise. And we're right on track. It looks like we are right on track. Actually, it looks like we're 2 weeks ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And we were even that much further along, right? But of course, if you take the wicks away, it's going to look exactly the same as this, right? So we'll continue to watch it unfold. We've been watching it unfold when I posted this 5 months and 10 days ago. 5 months and 10 days ago. That's how long ago I posted this. Boom, boom, boom. This represents bullish divergence. Every Bitcoin bear market price has retested the 200-week SMA. Price got within 3% of retesting the 200-week SMA, the blue line, but has not hit it as of yet. Every bear market, Bitcoin has at least gone to target 5. Target 5 would put Bitcoin at $40,000. If the Bitcoin ETF HODL, for example, if price comes back to retest the January 2024 all-time low, which I think it could, I think it's a strong possibility, high probability, Bitcoin would be below $40,000. So we'll see. We'll see. What are you talking about, Jesse? Well, I'm talking about the January 2024 all-time low for HODL would be at $11. Bitcoin would be under $40,000, probably around 39, right? So that's what we're kind of watching over there. If you switch it over to the line chart on this other drawing, just for the same setup but different view, this is the opportunity zone. This is the Bitcoin bear market roadmap in a line form. You can see it doesn't show the wicks. So you can see it's still ahead of schedule, still letting the trending dots catch up. This is representing bullish divergence. This is representing buying the right dip. And the red, this is the green arrow for buying the right dip. And then the reason why I'm not going to dollar cost average just because price is below the 200-week SMA is because if you bought at, say, $57,000 and it goes down to 45,000 and you're holding for 6 months, is that as good as waiting to buy the right dip maybe in November, right? At 50,000, I'd rather do that. And it protects you from what if. The next scenario is what if. What if we see a .com like bubble crash in the indices, in the stock market? What if we see a 2008 like crash like the stock market or like the indices did in 2008 or 2000, right? I still treat Bitcoin as like a tech stock. I still do. It's amazing for swing trading. It's been my most profitable swing trading asset ever. Ethereum did pretty good on some shorts. But out of my top 5 trades, Bitcoin's 3 out of top 5. Ethereum I have 2 10x shorts for Ethereum in 2022 that also were top 5. But Bitcoin is 3 out of the top 5, right? And they were all long trades. So Ethereum 2 short trades are in my top 5. So there we are. If we see a bigger stock market crash, then I would expect Bitcoin to also have a bigger crash. And that's what the red arrow aligns with, right? Or represents. So I still think we're on track for 2022. That's my main thesis. But secondary is if we do see a bigger crash, which we do not have a magic crystal ball. So if we do see that, and that does happen, then see red arrow. So what else? Let's cover this. Let's look at the 2-week chart. Let's put the candles back on. And you can see the red trading dots still in a bear market. Red trading dots still in a bear market. Green trading dots the whole entire way. 3-week chart, still red trading dots. Still red trading dots. Green trading dots, right? Monthly chart, we haven't even had a red trading dot yet. But we did have a monthly sell signal and multiple candle closes below the trading dots in the monthly chart. We did have a sell signal on the monthly chart below the trading dots. And then there's another green trading dot. And then there's a red one, right? Multiple candle closes below the trading dots and a sell signal. Price came down to the 200-week SMA, right? So still in a bear market. Daily chart, HODL, back to the trading dot, sell signal. Bitcoin futures had a sell signal before Bitcoin on the exchanges. That happened on Wednesday. We just saw a sell signal yesterday, Thursday. So Bitcoin futures already broke down first on Wednesday. Woo-wee. Broke this trend line already. That's the last line of defense. This is the last line of defense here on the trending dots. Bitcoin versus gold. Catching a bounce. But a couple of things to think about is when they're talking about the narratives of the great rotation back from gold to Bitcoin, maybe. But more realistically, not for another 5, 6, 7 months, right? Probably not for another 5, 6 months. So at least, right? This is the first time ever in the history of Bitcoin versus gold that we've seen a downward sloping 200-week SMA. First time ever. That is not bullish. That is bearish, right? First time ever in the history of Bitcoin versus gold have we seen a monthly close at 34 on the monthly RSI. Broken 11-year downward weekly downward 11-year white downward trend line. Woo! Broke a 7-year downward yellow trend line, right? And then closed below all of it. So that has never happened before. Some say that's bullish because it's the lowest ever. Some would say that's bearish because it's never happened before and it's the lowest ever. And it's bearish momentum, right? It's bearish momentum right now. Boom. Alert, alert, alert. So there we go. That's Bitcoin versus gold. If we jump over to see Bitcoin versus the euro, already retested the 200-week SMA. XRP It's in a bear market. XRP, we talked about once price starts closing below on a daily and weekly basis of that key support line. Obviously, we wouldn't be waiting for that, but it just meant that the higher probabilities would continue to increase that we're going to come down and retest the 200-week SMA, and it got within like two cents. So Ethereum well below it. If you look on the monthly chart, right? Goodness. If you look on the monthly chart, double top. This wick took out that previous wick. Mic check. Lower high. Downward sloping 200-week SMA. Never happened before. So Bitcoin, you don't want to see that Bitcoin versus the dollar. If you're a permabull or if you're a permanent hodler, you're not going to want to see a downward sloping Bitcoin 200-week SMA. Even if the correction doesn't go any deeper, timing wise, it would tell me that it would not be the correct, the reversal of this bear market may take longer. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's Ethereum, XRP, covered it. Chainlink, downward sloping 200-week SMA. Cardano, downward sloping SMA. Algo, HBAR, XLM, near. MicroStrategy, the canary in the coal mine for Bitcoin, still below the 200-week SMA. Now for, let's see, it didn't close below in January about 26th, but it was below it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. MicroStrategy has spent 7 weeks below the 200-week SMA. And it might spend 7, 8, 9 months. Oh, were you looking at my target? Yeah, I have a target down there. So put that on the main page. But yeah, so there you go. We're going to cover the NASDAQ and SP 500, continue to break down. Gold, breaking down. Daily chart, right? Silver. Let's see. Dollar is bullish still. Let's see the weekly chart. The week closes today. Still bullish. VIX is still in bullish territory, still elevated above 20, right? Still above that SMA of 18.63. What else? US oil, ultra bullish on the weekly chart. Daily chart is bullish. Monthly chart is bullish. Everyone's quick to call the top, but it's still a pending buy signal on the monthly chart. Still have 11 calendar days remaining in the monthly chart. It could close back up here, and that's bullish, right? But here's a buy signal. So what else? Coin. Ten-year yield is bullish. It's not good for mortgage interest rates. Ooh-wee. Bada bing, bada boom. What else? Let's switch over to the Magnificent Seven. SMCI, while in a bear market, just dropped 28 more percent. I didn't even know that. Wow. Gap down. Crazy. Crazy things happen in the bear market, right? Wow. 28%. Breaking news. Bearish aversions at the top. Big drop. Is this telling us what I think it's telling us for tech stocks? It was one of the top performers of 2023, 2020, and early 2024, right? Went into a bear market, classic bear market setup. Bearish divergence, blow off top, initial 40% drop, return to normal. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet to a T. Break down the trend line over here, come back, retest the 200-week moving average. Bounce, 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 bounce. And now it's just dropped back down to these lows from November 2024. So could you imagine holding through all that? No, thank you. Holding through all that, down 82% over 741 calendar days. No way. We took this fractal and we put it on Netflix, and it looks similar on a couple other ones as well. So we're going to cover all of that. So SMCI had the blow off top and now has been in a 741-day bear market and just dropped 28% in one day. TQQQQQ dropping. Meta dropping. This was the return to normal. This was the relief rally. This was the initial drop. Probabilities are increasing that we're going to close those small gaps. The probabilities are increasing that that Meta is going to retest the 200-week SMA. The probabilities are increasing that we're going to see a 13% gap filled at $400. Google, bearish divergence at the top. The 200-week SMA is down here at 165. NVIDIA. Similar thoughts. 200-week SMA is down here at $91. PLTR looks like it's going through the relief rally, the return to normal phase, bearish divergence, lower high, lower low. 200-week SMA is down here at $58. Russell 2000 broke this upward channel. It's dropping. What's about to bounce higher, not lower? Russell, IWM, Tesla, Wyckoff distribution. We pointed that out. Very similar to Bitcoin. Wyckoff distribution, that's the spring, and then the drop. NASDAQ futures, target 1, target 1, target 1, target 1, target 1, target 1. Target 2 is incoming. The probabilities that support continues to hold has diminished every time it retests support and doesn't go to make new all-time highs. The support gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and now it's just a matter of time. Target 2 is incoming. Microsoft, all the way back down the 200-week SMA. Pretty close, 383. $6 away. We talked about the bearish divergence. We talked about the sell signal. We were talking about this huge gap at 396. That gap has already been filled. All four targets were hit to the downside. QQQQQ, dropping. Amazon, 200-week SMA is at 168. NDX, SP 500 dropping. 5,200. Netflix following the SMCI pattern, not exactly, but close enough, right? The initial big drop, the return to normal, and then continue downward. Seems possible. Dow Jones dropping, rising wedge, bearish divergence, lower high, breakdown. Price is getting oversold right now, can remain oversold. DJT, the canary in the coal mine for the indices, already hit target 2. Then we talked about possible bounce, maybe creates a head and shoulders pattern, and then continues lower all the way down to the 200-week SMA. So the Dow Jones Transportation, which is the canary in the coal mine for the indices, not always, but often, has already hit 2 targets to the downside. The NASDAQ has hit 1 target so far. UNH, still in a bear market. Still in a bear market, below the 200-week SMA. Downward sloping 200-week SMA, not seen. That's what I had that on there for. Let's see. Let's go back. I don't want to redraw it. There we go. And then change to monthly. Pointing out the first time we've seen a downward sloping 200-week SMA on UNH. The last time was 2008. So if it's going to be similar to a 2008-like crash, UNH is showing us the way. If this happens to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going much lower. If this happens to Bitcoin because of the NASDAQ and the SP 500 do something similar, Bitcoin's going to be well below the 5th target. So we'll continue to monitor the situation. ANF, SQQQQQQQQQ. Let's get on the daily chart. This is the NASDAQ. I don't feel like doing it. Okay. All right, let's switch back over and we'll take a look at some of the chart requests. Let's get on here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And we'll throw on a little bit of daydreaming. CVX, Denny B dash H2H. CVX. Chevron. Right on track. $223. There you go. It's ultra bullish on the daily chart. The buy was back here. So eventually there's going to be some profit taking. It's up 35% since December. So the buy signal was before the war. Duh. The bigger players are already positioned before the war. Charts are always greater than narratives or news releases or whatever. So that's that. What else? I don't know what that means. I probably won't want to cover this every single day though. I'm not saying it is every single day, but I probably don't want to be covering it every single day. That's the weekly chart. Broke the downward trend lines, broke the trending dots, buy signal, daily chart, bullish. Seems like it wants to retest the 200-week SMA. Two-week chart is into the trending dots, could close above. Already had an RSI buy signal on the 2-week chart. 3-week chart could get rejected there, shorter term. Monthly chart could get rejected at the trailing dots. So, you know, it's underneath the 200-week SMA, and it's underneath the monthly trending dots. So that's why we drew all that out. So the higher time frames have bearish divergence, and then we had a lower high too. So You have all this bearish divergence. Then you have a lower high, right? Sell signals, red trailing dots. So if it's going into a bear market, Royal Caribbean had a nice run, but the 200-week SMA is down here at 161. Hasn't been retested since early 2023, April 2023. So nearly 3 years. I would say it's overdue. It's overdue. So that's that on Royal Caribbean. So I haven't mapped out the targets on it, but that's what I see there. So if the third target comes in around there, then yes, you have a wick down here as well. So it would take some time to play out. This is possibly because these are higher time frames. Let's see what else. Yeah, it just seems like bearish divergence at the top, double top on AMD advanced micro devices. There's a gap above, pretty big gap that's partially filled at 171. The 200-week SMA is at 132. It's somewhere in the middle of both of those, right? So daily chart is the weekly chart is bearish. 2-week chart is battling, but below the trending dots. So it just seems like it is, it seems like the top is in. Could have come all the way back up and put in a triple top. Sure. Could have come up and fill this gap, put in a lower high. Sure. But it broke this long-term trend line from April 2025. When it breaks that longer trend line, price comes back to the 200. So eventually, right? Look at it from the weekly standpoint. Red trending dots. So that's about it. Ooh, late request. Yeah, usually I don't do the late requests, but I still have like 5-10 more minutes. Oh, notification. ZBN. Yeah, let's go over here. There's not really much value I can add because there's not a lot of chart history. The 2-week chart is below the train dots, so that's typically bearish for overall trend, but the weekly chart's trying to battle. The weekly chart got sold off. Every bounce has been sold off. So it's had a buy signal and it bounced, but every bounce has been sold off up until this point. So going all the way back to May 2025. So almost a year. So if you're buying this dip, you better sell that rip, right? If you're good at hitting the buy button, you better be good at hitting the sell button. What else? I think that's about it. That's about it. With that, thank you so much. Thank you for all your support, smashing the like button, reposting, sharing with your friends and family. And we will continue to sniper the markets together. And we will see you on Monday. Have a good rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you on the next one. Adios.